Someone is Gavri, you did not understand, huh? The question. I said yes, not to study the derivation for that. Okay. Now Gavri was asking some question in the WhatsApp, so that's why I'm giving answer. Punya was asking derivation of the Newton's law of cooling. That is needed for exam. You have to study. Okay. Yes. So next terms which are related to thermodynamics is what we are learning is intensive and extensive properties. Intensive and extensive properties. So first we will see what do you mean by intensive properties. Then we go to the extensive properties. So next, first you can write the heading intensive and extensive properties, and under that you can write the first term intensive properties. Okay. So intensive property means they do not depend upon the size of the system or quantity of matter present in it. They do not depend on the size of the system or quantity of matter present in it. And they are only depending upon the nature of the substance. They are fully depending upon nature of the substance present in it. So that means we don't depend upon the mass or shape, but we are only depending upon the nature of the substance. Suppose the water, the structure of the water, how the molecules are arranged, how do they behave. And intensive properties are mainly divided into this category: pressure, temperature, density, surface tension. Pressure, temperature, density, surface tension. These are the intensive properties. Pressure, temperature, density, surface tension. Okay. We also can represent intensive properties little more detail. Intensive
Share examples.
example. Okay. Pressure, temperature, density, surface tension. Examples for intensive properties. So this is the general idea intensive properties. We also can define intensive properties in another way. That is the next slide. So you don't have to repeat the same heading. I'm just giving. So we also can write it out this way. Intensive properties are those properties whose value is independent. Whose value is independent upon the amount of substance present in the system. So that way also you can define the word. So either first one and this you can write. So this is will give you little more specific of value. Okay. Previous one it is properties. So that is the correct one. This is giving little more peculiar feature of intensive properties. Intensive properties are those independent whose value is independent upon the amount of substance present in the system. So regarding the value, one of the intensive property which is not mentioned in the previous one, it was temperature also. So temperature also is a intensive property. So next is extensive property. What do you mean by the word extensive property? Extensive properties are those properties whose value depend upon the amount of substance. It's just opposite. That means extensive property depend upon the amount of substance as well as size. Just opposite of what is happening in intensive property. Amount of substance means mass. Mass, weight, so and so. So if you say mass, gradually the shape, the size of the matter also depend upon. Because according to change in shape, gradually the mass of the quantity, the amount of substances varies. So you can write the examples for extensive property: mass, weight, size, etc. Mass, weight, size, etc. Okay. So in thermodynamics, we will study a combination of intensive property as well as extensive property. So if there is a change in taking place in intensive property, it may affect the extensive property. So that is what we are going to discuss. So we are going to study another mass, size, or it is also they are also extensive property. But apart from this, we are going to study detail about another 3 important extensive property that is required for this chapter. The first extensive property we are going to learn detail is internal energy. This is the same thing came in the last class also. There we have written general properties. We didn't mention which is intensive, which is extensive. So here we are learning more, more detail and specific. The first type of extensive property what we learn in detail is internal energy. So you can write a heading, types of extensive properties. Next heading, types of extensive properties. Number 1, internal energy. So in the last class, we have learned what do you mean by internal energy of a system. Anyone can tell me? There's a simple definition I have given in terms of a bulk system. Definition of internal energy. Anyone remember? Internal energy is the sum of or total of something. Do you remember?
Total of kinetic energy and potential energy.
Yes, internal energy is the sum of the kinetic energy and potential energy. So that is generally speaking internal energy. Now since we are going to learn a specific, we have to combine the intensive property and extensive property. So any change in intensive property, that means pressure, volume, temperature. If any of this property changes, gradually it will affect the internal energy. So that is what we are going to discuss. Okay. So internal energy here, more than sum of kinetic energy, we are also explaining in terms of a molecular theory of matter again. That is, the chemical nature of the substance depends about the energy which it possesses, and also depends upon the state of its existence, which is known as internal energy. So we are going to get a little more detail about that chemical nature. The chemical nature of the substance depends about the energy which it possesses, and also depends upon the state of its existence. Existence, and which is known as internal energy. It also depends upon kinetic energy. Here it is possess means it is actually telling about potential energy and the state of the position, whether the matter is hot, cold, or whether it is liquid form, solid form, gas form. So that is the existence, the meaning of that. So in a particular existing situation and particular situation what it possesses, and in that case the total, what is the total energy of that matter, we call it internal energy. So in that it is involved all that what you call pressure energy involved, kinetic energy involved, potential energy involved. Why I told pressure energy? Because it is affecting, if there's some changes in pressure or volume, it can affect the total this internal energy of the system. So that is why. So that is internal energy. So if I ask you in the exam, what is internal energy, you can write either this or that. I can give you mark 4 because we both definition we are learning in different situation. The last chapter we are only learning the general properties. Here we are learning little more specific. That's the difference. So either this or that. But if you want to understand thermodynamics, you have to understand internal energy, these terms also. And you can look at the same thing. I told you the Brownian motion, no? The same picture. Low temperature, they are not colliding or no collision, nothing like that. But if the temperature changes, that is an intensive property. When intensive property changes, gradually there's a change in extensive property, and there's a random motion or Brownian motion of the particle. There's a chances of collision of the particles also. So when they collide, gradually, especially gas molecules and liquid molecules, they exert pressure on the walls. That is also we have learned in solid mechanics, no? Pressure. So once it started heating, intensive property changes, it will become the cause of the change in the extensive property. And we are little more detailed. Internal energy also we represent in terms of a state function. It's already written in whatever existing state the liquid are. So on the basis of that, internal energy we represent with the letter capital U. Capital U is the internal energy. And it can change. These are the reasons. Which are the causes of changing in kinetic energy? Heat passes into or out of the system. Work is done or by the system. Matter enters or leaves the system. So these are the three states internal energy can change. Because it has both electrical, chemical or mechanical aspect. Internal energy has electrical, chemical and mechanical aspects. Aspects means that kind of some property. If you talk about current electricity, internal energy of the copper molecules, there we are talking about electrical aspects of that internal energy and we call it electrical energy. In the case of a chemical reaction, due to chemical reaction, you know, oxidation, reduction, all those things happen. And then you will get a new type of substances, chemical substances, organic and inorganic both, everywhere. So in that, we are talking this internal energy in terms of chemical energy. Mechanical, if you talk about the function of a train is moving, or the car engine is working, car engine cooling system. So in that cases, the same internal energy becoming converting into mechanical energy, because all this obey conservation law of energy. So that is why electrical, chemical or mechanical aspects. So this chapter we are more chemical, more than electrical we concentrate on more chemical. And these are the three situations. You can see heat passes into or out of the system. So that is also is a part of a chemical aspect and as well as mechanical aspect. Work is done or by the system. Work is done. What do you mean by work is done? Usually we are boiling the water. Actually we are supplying the heat energy. So how much heat energy you are supplying, that is equal to the work is done on that particular water. So water is a single system. Water is a single system, and if you boil the water, you are passing heat energy, it is absorbing heat energy, and how much heat energy absorbed, that is actually going to be the work done. And absorbing means you are doing a work. So work is done on the system. And if you keep that boiled water aside, then it started cooling. Then it's going to become work done by the system. Cooling of the boiled water or cooling of the tea. That work is done by the system, and heating the water or making a curry or something like that on the system. Work is done on the system. When it losing the heat energy, it is work done by the system. So that is work done on or by. So sometimes you will be learning these terms. Work is done on the system, work is done by the system. So when I use the word work is done on the system, you have to understand that we are doing something to heat to release or absorb. Outside some external force we are doing in that particular system. That is work is done on the system. And after doing it, if the system alone is releasing heat energy or absorbing, then it is work is done by the system. So that is the same thing. Matter enters or leaves the system. Matter enters or leaves the system. So that can be also possible. The conversion of the petrol diesel into heat energy when the automobile vehicles are moving, trains are running, all that. So matter enters or leaves the system. So that is why we call it internal energy as a state function. Okay, can I change, children? So that's about more about internal energy. And next extensive property is enthalpy. So I think chemistry you must have learned, no? Have you learned enthalpy, entropy in chemistry? Anyone? Do you have anything related to kinetic theory of matter in +1? So far what sir is almost finishing your portion, no? Molecular theory, Boltzmann constant. Have you heard in chemistry something like that? Punya, any idea?
Enthalpy is energy, right?
Okay. What are the other chapters? Not organic. I am talking about physical chemistry. There is a branch is there, no? Did you learn
Ma'am,
about?
entropy is deleted from the syllabus.
Oh, entropy is deleted from the chemistry, no? Okay. Okay. What else? What about the molecular theory? Did you learn?
No, ma'am.
No. Something not physical. It is a part of physical chemistry. Reversible process, irreversible process, that and all. That and all
Yeah,
there.
we've learned that.
Okay. Nothing more than that. Okay. Boltzmann constant. Anything like
No,
that?
ma'am.
Gas law.
Gas laws we have studied.
PV is equal to mu RT. Correct. Then Charles law also must have studied. No, that means. Okay. So these are the some things. Okay. I hope others also knowing. I'm just asking because yes. So entropy is there, but physics, we should know what is enthalpy. Definition only, we are not going to much detail. This is another extensive property, enthalpy. And we know the chemical reaction exothermic and endothermic, correct? Yeah. So it's a part of that, enthalpy. The sum of the internal energy and sum of the pressure, volume, work is known as enthalpy. The sum of the internal energy and sum of the pressure, volume and work. That means combined together. Pressure, volume, they combine together. If they do some work, then we call it enthalpy. It is the sum of internal energy and the sum of the pressure, volume, work. So you put one hyphen after pressure, hyphen after volume, hyphen and work. It's known as the enthalpy of the system. We denoted enthalpy as capital H. So not only definition to know what are the extensive properties of thermodynamics. For that only we are learning enthalpy. Not much detail. And in enthalpy, effective in actually in chemical reaction taking place, exothermic and endothermic. You know that exothermic heat energy produced. So if you do the practical in Next year, if you do the practical in chemistry, you have some exothermic reactions to do, endothermic reactions to do. So some exothermic reaction we have to do very seriously. Okay, so there are chances one of our student in the previous batch got some burns, acid is fall on that. So like that something happen in exothermic. Endothermic is mild one. Okay, heat is absorbed. Heat is absorbed, endothermic, exothermic heat is released. So especially this sulfuric acid. If you do a chemical reaction with the sulfuric acid and with the uh, other alkali, acid and alkali combination, exothermic reaction, you can feel in your hand in the test tube, heat energy is released. So that is the word enthalpy for that. Okay. So that's about mainly. So we have only two. Entropy we are not studying. So mainly we are only studying about enthalpy and internal energy. These are the main extensive properties. So in physics, that's what. Now we are going to learn various thermodynamic processes. So next heading, thermodynamic processes. In that, reversible, irreversible, you know. Apart from this, we will learn some of other isobaric, isochoric, like that. Thermodynamic processes. Thermodynamic processes. So first process we are learning quasi-static process. Quasi-static process. Quasi-static process. This is one of the thermodynamic process. So this is a process we do step by step, either heat releases or heat absorbing. If you just talk about the launching of a satellite, it is just like quasi-static process if you just consider how much tremendous heat energy it is produced. Okay. As I told you that usually whenever launch a satellite, first we will take it a first projectile motion, second projectile motion, third projectile motion, and it goes on till it will break the gravitational force moves. So at every stage, we are actually increasing the energy of burning of the fuel. So it is a thermodynamic process is involved in it. Okay. So whenever the fuel is burning at a particular stage, according to how much is the difference of pressure and temperature, the energy of that satellite going out will be changing. So here, so that means we cannot do at a stretch. We cannot do at a stretch this process. We have to do by stage. So first projectile motion, we will change the pressure and temperature little. Then we do give a parabolic. It will return back to the earth. For the next stage, again we increase the pressure little more. As we increase the pressure little more, the temperature, fuel started burning and temperature also changes. Okay, so this is known as quasi-static process. That means at every stage, you are making the changes of intensive properties. So if you make the intensive properties, gradually this energy, the extensive property will change. And because of these changes in extensive property, we will do a work. Work is done on the system depending upon which is the work, or work done by the system according to that. Okay, so this is quasi-static process. So you can write down quasi-static process. Quasi-static process is a stepwise thermodynamic process. It's a stepwise thermodynamic process in which at every stage at every stage, in which at every stage there will be change in the pressure. There will be change in the pressure of the system, which in turn changes the temperature, to do a work between the system and surroundings. For example, we are dealing all this in terms of gas. Okay. So, for example, to take a gas from the state bracket PT. That means initial state pressure is P, temperature is T. From the state PT, you have to write like this in bracket and PT. That means pressure and temperature. We are taking only this intensive variable properties. Okay, pressure and temperature to another state. P dash T dash. To another state P dash T dash. Another state P dash T dash via via Mumbai, so like that, via quasi-static process. Achud. Okay, I got to Dubai via Mumbai, Delhi, like that. Okay, via quasi-static process. We change the external pressure. By a small amount, till the pressure equalize with the pressure of surroundings. So that is the process. Till it be achieve a equal and balanced condition, we continue the process. Okay. Quasi-static process, we change the external pressure by a small amount till the pressure equalize with the pressure of the surroundings. So once the system pressure and the system surrounding, means pressure of the surroundings, once they both are equal, so then we can say that particular system attains a thermal equilibrium. They are attaining a thermal equilibrium. So when at thermal equilibrium, the thermodynamic machines, whatever we are using, that will be successful in that case. So till if there is an imbalance, naturally we may not succeed. We have to release the heat energy or absorb the heat energy. Till this intensive properties of both the system and surrounding should be equal. Clear? So that is about the quasi-static process. So little by little, stage wise, we will be increasing or changing any pressure or temperature, like that. Okay. So this is mainly we are using the machines which is making use of gas. Correct? Refrigerator is an example for this quasi-static process. Nowadays, automatic refrigerator, once they attain a thermal equilibrium. The cooling is done properly for all the substances. Automatically, fridge will be turned off. You will be heard that sound at home, correct? Uh, like LG and all, automatic system. If you observe, if you have a advanced fridge, if you observe the sound of the fridge, after 1 hour, 2 hour, the fridge will be switch off within the system automatically. Then after 1 hour, again there is a temperature difference is taking place between the internal part of the fridge and outside part of the surroundings. Then you can see the fridge is automatically started giving the cooling effect. You just listen to the sound of the fridge. Okay. So this is an application of this thermodynamic system. So fridge, you know it, fridge contain a particular gas, compressed gas for that. So usually, whenever you shift your houses, we never keep the fridge upside down, or we cannot keep it like bed and the what you call all that you can make it in any way. You can keep it in the truck anyway, but the fridge they will tell don't turn the fridge slowly. They take the fridge just like that and keep it on the truck if you are shifting like that, or you shift the fridge from one place to another place. The reason is that there is a gas is inside the fridge which is making this process cooling system to work. So if you tilt that, this gas will leak out and there will be a problem with the fridge. So that is why. So this is an example of thermodynamic process, quasi-static process. So fridge will be up and down, like switch on and switch off, and they maintain till that temperature outside and the inside part become straight. Okay, that is how our food and other things are preserving for days because of this maintaining the system and surroundings. Okay, so that is about quasi-static process. Second type is isothermal process. Isothermal process, the second type of thermodynamic process. Isothermal process. And what is the speciality of this isothermal means? In this process, we keep the temperature constant. The system fixed to a constant temperature. The system fixed to a constant temperature, or process in which the system is fixed to a temperature. Then it is said to be isothermal process. Isothermal process.
Ma'am,
Yes?
can you say give the definition again?
A process in which the temperature of the system is fixed. Temperature of the system is fixed or kept constant. That is known as isothermal process. So next 2-3 process, you just write same only thing one quantity will be constant. Third one is isobaric process. The same definition you only have to interchange. In isobaric process, fixed pressure is constant. Only just write, that's enough. Okay. You just, when I ask you question, you just instead of temperature, write pressure. It become isobaric. Then fourth one is isochoric process. In this, volume constant. So these all are intensive properties. Volume constant. And last one, fifth one is known as adiabatic process. Adiabatic process means a process in which adiabatic process, a process in which no heat flows, a process in which no heat flows between the system and surroundings. No heat flows between the system and surroundings. Or the system is insulated. The system is insulated. Okay, so these are the major thermodynamic processes. Reversible and irreversible process is a part of one of this process. So in chemistry, you have learned reversible and irreversible process. Here also it comes, but it is a part of one of this thermodynamic process. So these are the major 5 thermodynamic process: quasi-static, isothermal, isobaric, isochoric, and last one is adiabatic. Adiabatic, there is no heat exchange, and the system is completely insulated, just like a thermos flask, filling the hot milk or hot water in the thermos flask and keeping. So that is an adiabatic system. Okay, okay children. So thank you. We'll meet in the tomorrow.